Hi, I'm Wes Wise, joined with Travis Gibson. We're two of the buyers for Star City Games. Today we're here to talk about just some newer stuff that's happening, mainly from the Vault Realms. It's a pretty sweet set. A lot of you guys are familiar with the From the Vault series that they do every year.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this one as opposed to Legends.
Yeah, Legends was a pretty big
letdown.
letdown.
It was like, all right, so
the rest of them have been really awesome. And they're like, and here's Legends.
And then I think they kind of made it up for it with this one. Like, they're like, okay, we're gonna give you all these sweet lands.
Yeah.
For you guys that don't know the list, it's got Ancient Tomb, Besiege, Cephalid Coliseum, Desert, quite exciting. Dryad Arbor, Forbidden Orchard, Glacial Chasm, Grove of the Burnwells, High Market, Maze of Ith, Murmuring Boss, Shivan Gorge, Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth, Vesuva, and Windbrisk Heights. A pretty sweet list.
Yeah.
There's some cards that stand out as better than other ones.
Definitely, definitely. Maze being like the biggest one.
Yeah, of course. Everyone's super excited about Maze of Ith.
Ancient Tomb, I was like really happy to see Ancient Tomb. Like that one's it's just sweet to have a foil.
And the funny thing is, like, it's not one of the most expensive cards normally in the set, but since it's the only time the card has been printed in foil, they're like $25 or $30. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. Urborg was kind of neat to see just because the foil one's already so ridiculously expensive. That's like, now you have like a much more reasonable version to get. And
High Market was the same way.
Same
foil High Markets were like $50 or $60 before this.
Yeah. I mean, it's a list of pretty expensive cards for the foils. One of the things they wanted us to talk about was how we thought it was going to affect the value. Honestly, whenever, first of all, this is just like a pretty stacked box set. It's not like one of the ones that has a whole lot of fillers. So like the random, here, enjoy your Xerian Orb Massacre. Like this one's,
Yeah, like the worst cards you have in here are Shivan Gorge and Desert, and everything else is awesome.
Yeah, pretty much. So, I mean, the MSRP on these things is like $35. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
They're definitely worth way more.
The funny thing is, though, like a few of these cards are actually already driving down prices, and the set isn't even out yet.
Yeah.
Foil Urborg, they were $60 before this, and like they announced Foil Urborg in this box set, and the price dropped out of the bottom of it.
I mean, a fair amount of that is people protecting themselves as well.
Yeah, of course.
You don't want to get stuck with your handful of Foil Urborg, and they're just
check out my sweet $60 Urborgs.
Yeah.
No.
The price of Judge Foil Maze hasn't dropped too much.
No, I don't think it will either. Simply because most of the people that are willing to spend $200 on the card, they want the coolest version of that card, and the Judge Foil is still definitely way rarer than this.
Right.
It's kind of like Beta Berserks, I guess, when Exile came out. Beta Berserks didn't go anywhere, and I think the same thing is true with the Judge Foil Maze of Ith.
Yeah. Another thing that I think is neat about being a buyer, I just can judge how many cards I see in a weekend on this stuff, and you don't see a ton of Maze of Its. I don't. No. Yeah, just like a couple, like a handful a weekend at the most.
Maybe 5 this weekend, all weekend.
Something like that. And it's neat that they're introducing more into the market, so it's going to also keep the price of just a regular Maze of Ith more reasonable for people who want to play with it in Legacy.
Especially, I think, I don't think it's going to affect the price of Near Mint, like the Dark Maze of Iths.
Right.
Because people that like those. But I think the price of moderately played ones is going to go down a little bit. Just because they're more available. People that want the beat up ones can just find the From the Vault ones.
And for what it looks like, it's just like a pretty sick set for EDH. You're just like,
I
can use all of these. And that's really rare.
Yeah.
For every single card, I think they did a really good job with this one. They filled it with really, really reasonable chaff. That obviously every card can't be insane.
Yeah.
And then they picked some really, really good fillers for it, and some really, really good expensive cards for it. And then I don't think that any of the other sets really, really did a whole lot to the value of the cards.
No, not really. I think Mox Diamond dropped a little bit. But I think that was partially because lands got worse.
Yeah,
that's
true.
Mox Diamond was at the heyday of lands whenever that set came out.
That's true. But other cards like the Judge Foil Soul Ring didn't change a whole lot.
No, it didn't go down. The Foil Sensei's Divining Top didn't go down.
Yeah.
The regular ones are still $50, I think.
Yeah, they're through the roof. So, I mean, if you're actually worried about this affecting the value of your cards, I really don't think they're going to change too much. They're going to be...
The only cards I think that I would say it's going to affect, I would say the Foil High Market, I think is going to drop, and I think Foil Urborg. And maybe Foil Vesuva. I haven't really looked at the numbers on those yet, but those are the only 3 that I see really having any effect on.
Plus, the majority of the people just want the original foil.
Yeah.
It just looks sweet.
Yeah, if you just want to foil out your deck, everybody wants the the cool original one as opposed to the new border and new art and stuff like that.
Yeah. Other than that, it's been a pretty exciting weekend so far with Legacy.
Yeah, it's been great. It's been really busy this weekend.
I know a guy who won a Legacy tournament recently. Won Travis Gibson.
Yeah, I get to play once in a while.
Yeah. As far as
I mean, I'm pretty excited to see a few of these cards in the set. I was really excited to see Maze, obviously.
Yeah.
Murmuring Boss, the foil, is one that doesn't get a whole lot of credit in the EDH crowd. You know, you have Doran. The modern season, people were playing Doran with Murmuring Bosk and Treefold Harbinger and stuff like that. See some play. Grove of the Burn Willows gets a little more affordable for Legacy players.
Yeah.
You know, Japanese foil Groves obviously not going anywhere. Still absolutely outrageous.
Yeah. Yeah. All these cards in foreign foil are pretty nuts.
Absurd. You know, Dryad Arbor, $110 uncommon.
But I believe that's all we have for you today. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks,
I'm
guys.
Wes Wise.
I'm Travis Gibson.